Well, the next presentation will be by Kenji Daito on the management of groundwater in the Nobi Plain. So please go ahead.
Good afternoon. Yeah, good morning. So my name is Kenji Daito from Japan, and my goal, the goal of my research is a very difficult problem, that effective use of groundwater preventing land subsidence. So the keynote lecture, Michelle said answer the last question. It's a very difficult question. So how much volume can we use? So I have been studying for a long time to solve this difficult question. So today, I show some simulation result by a full scenario to using groundwater. So today's title, so for example, one purpose for using the disaster, at the disaster, for example, earthquake disaster, so and environmental water. I'll show you a detail later. So, okay. So introduction. I know some people who attended this room is last symposium, ninth TISOLS, and held in 2015 in Nagoya, Japan. So in Nagoya, the very famous area, the very widest area below sea level in Japan. So the history of the withdrawal groundwater and groundwater level and subsidence is shown the first day, the poster session. Now the poster the 14 posters. If you're interested in the Japanese subsidence situation, please look at later. So in Japan, and economic growth in the 1960s in Japan, and many groundwater were pumping up, and groundwater level lowering, and occurred land subsidence all over the Japanese area. But pumping discharge were regulatory, so recently by law. So recent years, groundwater level began to increase, and subsidence started to decrease and stop. However, because the rising groundwater level occurs a new problem, such as liquefaction. Liquefaction occurred by high level groundwater level. Yeah. So it's not. Oh yeah. So today I presented the purpose way the manage large-scale groundwater management by investing groundwater. States change now the high. Oh, sorry. Groundwater level. This situation, how to manage the groundwater. So then the forecast change of groundwater, thinking about it. Effective use, I say that, effective use of the groundwater to prevent the groundwater level rising, etc. by using a three-dimensional finite element model, groundwater flow model are used. So, and subsiding simulation, one-dimensional model, it's used combined. So at first, I show the model of three-dimensional groundwater flow model in the Nobi Plain. This is another area. And this red square is 1.8 kilometers and 2.2 kilometers square, and some divided small meshes. So the three-dimensional model that, for example, started the MM cross-section in this figure, and three aquifers, D1, D2, D3, the gravel layer. The three gravel layers exist in the Nobi Plain. Many groundwater were pumped these three strata, three gravel layer aquifers. So G1, G2, G3. So the three-dimensional model type of the soil area division is very complex. Six layer, and some number of the type of the soil. In this soil, KH, KV, and SS. And SS divide the normal consolidation state and over-consolidation state. It's a different parameter used. So the boundary condition here, Nobi Plain, the surface is headed constant because of the mainly the undersea level, the surface level, it's a constant. And some side is one part is the inflow area, and other side is no flow in this model. So the effective use of groundwater, what is the effective use? Yeah, and I show the environment water. Environment with a very wide area, and what is environment? One is the water maintained and to improve natural environment and living conditions. So, for example, water park. Yeah, I'll see. I can see. Oh, it is difficult. Yeah, water park. And water quality purification water. Groundwater flow the river, and water for landscape. And wetting water, spreading water. So I didn't know this is the Southern Hyogo earthquake. It happened in 1995 near Kobe. At that time, water supply system was broken. So many people use some well and damaged water service tube. It needs water at the disaster. So this figure, it's some part in Japanese story, Japanese city name in Japanese character. So the water supply system is damaged. You are cut off. And for example, you know that Kobe or near Ashia, Nishinomiya, Amagasaki, nearly 100% cut water. They cannot use water supply. So, but they need water. How to get the water? So that type of this figure, this photograph. People who draw groundwater from well and damaged water service pipe. So the analytical condition as shown for this figure, many dotted. This is one point is diffuse distribution of refuse, and many distributions. But diffuse, for example, the flooding and the earthquake and some kind of disaster, and then it happened some kind of disaster. People living in this area move to the house to diffuse. So our scenario is one of the new well is set in the diffuse, especially each minister. This dot is my scenario is that this is a many kind of a well, a new well is digged. This is diffuse. Oh, sorry. Back. Oh, yeah. So groundwater drawdown is usually the environment water, and use the daily life of water and the disaster. It changed the purpose. The groundwater drawn up usually the environment water and the daily life and the water the same. Yeah, same for you. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So this table is a very small table. I'm sorry, this small table, and the name and number of diffuse, and number of per place. One place, how many people move in that diffuser? It's calculated. So the total refuse is 1,624 in this area. And that scenario is how much groundwater it needs. So the focus we set up 1/3 liter per day, one person, 3 liter one person per day. And case 2, 20 liter a day, and case 3, 100 liter a day, and case 4, 250 liter a day. So it's a little related, but it needs the minimum volume of water necessarily supported this year. The 20 liter is the minimum volume of water necessary cooking and wash and hand, face, it needs. And 100 liter and cooking, wash basin and bathing, and some other washing it needed. 250 liter is the normal life. I guess you can use 250 liter every day. So this volume is added the current state volume of the pumping discharge. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Okay. And case 1 is nearly equal to the usual use. Case 2 a little increases. Case 3 and case 4. So the 3 color is divided 3 aquifers, G1, G2, G3, divided pumping. So, moreover, that's a volume needed of ground water, 3 liter and 20 liters, multiple the number of person that refuse it. So this result of the calculation, this table, and case 1, 2, 3, 4, and the minister named, and it needs amount of groundwater pumped per place. This condition is sorry, and groundwater pumping history is here, and this is the decrease in the groundwater pumping. I think formerly the restricted the groundwater withdrawal by law, decrease in the groundwater discharge, and now the steady in the 2,000 about. So I use before the, sorry, these amount of
Kenji, 2 minutes.
minutes.
Okay, yes.
Okay. Discharge volume of groundwater withdrawal is added this volume of groundwater. So it's a map of the before the operation of the case 1 and case 2. This is case 2. Sorry, case 1, case 2, case 3. And last is case 4, 250 liters. So the subsidence simulation is that point. So it needs the one-dimensional simulation model and parameter you use, and analytical results. I'll show you. I'll show the case 1 to case 4, the nearly similar figure, color divided, but it needs a scale. It's changed. Scale is different. Case 1 is very small. The groundwater 0.13 meter, and case 4, this is 10 meter. It's drawn very high. So this is one case of the change of groundwater level and subsidence level, and case 4 is very quickly decreasing it. So the result of how much volume can we use? I think 100 liter or less a person per day can use in the Nobi Plain. This is one answer for the complex problem. So, okay, this is not so changed as case 1 to case 4. And the gravel layer is spreading. There's many main volume is pumping up, but not subsidence, this area. It exists in the Nobi Plain, no side. Okay. So usually refuse it, pumping that water, and how to use that groundwater. It's environment water. For example, the park, water park, for the park, make a stream by groundwater. And another, the river, the qualification, the not so good qualification river in the city of Nagoya, toward groundwater and the purification of the quality of the water. So, pink dot is a refuse in this area. So, conclusion. And the red variety, about 100 liter data per person can use in this area, Nobi Plain. And for environmental state water park and this river. And at happened this disaster, it used daily life to the in the field. So, thank you.
Thank you very much. We have time for 1 or 2 questions. Yes, please.
Yeah, thank you for an interesting talk. I wondered about the, particularly in your more extreme case, the case 4 with your subsidence simulations. For what duration would the subsidence continue after the disaster has finished and the pumping is returned to normal?
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll show you the Bible. This full scenario is set up, but Nagoya City is set up the full type of the scenario. So, yes, 3 liter is the minimum volume. Keep my life, keep your life. And 20 liter is a more cooking and wash your face, some kind of minimal liter. And 100 liter is old and usual. Cooking, washing, and some kind of daily life. So in Nobi Plain, 100 liter can use a person per day. Because of the Nobi Plain, the formerly very severe land subsided, so the groundwater level are rising. So the spreading clay layer is the over-consolidation, mainly over-consolidation. And related to down the groundwater level, not so severe made subsidence. It's down to elasticity. So, but 250 liter, groundwater level will drown quickly, and some places normal consolidation happened. So I decided 100 liter per person a day. It's good. We can use. In this basin, in Nobi Plain. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Then I would like to thank you again for your presentation. If you have any questions for Kenji, please save them until lunch break. And then I would like to move on to the next speaker. Maybe we can...